That's might be somebody's, I don't know.
Ramadan.
I'm.
We'll get you in there.
Okay. Really? Shit.
Get me to get it out of the way. He's got another meeting he's gotta go to.
I think you're,
Oh,
we're
there
there.
Right, we're good, right?
Yeah.
March 25th. 2024, 6:02 PM. We're here at the town board meeting and we're open our public comment session. We got Peter Svoboda who's gonna talk to us about murals.
Yes, I want to say one thing before that. I'm from Massachusetts, in a small town of Massachusetts. And there we got really spoiled because it was a small town, and anytime we wanted to do something, we got all the town together and we did it together. So if you wanted a ambulance service, you did it together. If you wanted a boys club, you did it together. If you wanted it. So I bring that naivete with me. So I just want to let you know before I talk about what we're trying to do now, is about 12 to 15 years ago, I became a tree steward for Onondaga County, and I became aware of the fact that I could get trees to replace many of the trees that were taken down in our area. So I printed up 500 flyers and I distributed a flyer to 500 homes, and 3 weeks later I did it again. Because I did that, 29 people throughout DeWitt got trees. I'm not asking for anything, I'm just saying that I'm kind of an activist, I'm an artist, I'm a past teacher, educator. So when it became available, when I became aware that Onondaga County had $500,000 for a mural, I thought, well, I'd love to see something artistic in DeWitt. Right. So I had run some ads because I have some other projects going, and I was lucky enough to find Mark Noble, who is a superb mural artist. And in the last week or two, we have been running around and trying to find buildings where we could put murals in. This is not my first rodeo. I've worked with grants before, been on both sides of the table. The biggest grant I got was $1.3 million. So we have ideas. We came up with 5 or 6 different pieces, and tonight we're just going to talk about a couple. I know there are problems. There's no zoning for this sort of activity. I volunteered to research it. I've already started to research it, and after April 7th, I'll be glad to research it and turn that information over to planning and commission and all of you folks if you wish. Okay, I've done this kind of work before. So my main thing is, gee, it'd be really great to have a nice piece of art in DeWitt. How art is defined kind of is different. So right now, the grant, the way it's written, and I checked into it, the completion of the grant could be done by the end of the week. The grant really kind of reaches to have not so much an emphasis on art, unfortunately, but an emphasis on history or things that relate to the area, okay? Which is a little disappointing for me, okay? Because it means it has to be politically correct. And a lot of art, by its very nature, is strong because it isn't politically correct. Anyway, Mark came up with some great designs. We're going to present, he's going to present 1 or 2 or whatever he's got, and I'm going to present. You'll see the difference. And then I'll ask you what, and then I'll tell you some other things where we can go from here. But Mark, if you want to show what you have, then I'll show what I have.
So this is the ski company, and so there's 4 sides of the building. We talked to the owner of the ski company as well as the owner of the building, Grazi, and they both approved the concept of actually painting murals on the building. So this is the side that faces Sealy Drive. So one of the things I was thinking about is actually the bike path goes right behind this building up near GJ Fitness. So I thought we'd, instead of having just all skiing on this building, which obviously is difficult to do because it's a ski company, then we actually would include all the seasons of Syracuse, New York, or the town of DeWitt. So that the building would kind of wrap. We could do one side, we could do all 4 sides. I kind of designed all 4 sides. I can show you these 2. Okay, just show them. Ask you guys for a little bit here. See, so there's the kind of wrap the corners. They all were the bridge twister. That's what I'm pretty sure we're not going to. So there's all 4 seasons, each wall kind of has like, about a quarter of one season, 3/4 of another season, and you kind of got the next one. Obviously there is skiing on the one side there, but it's kind of it's the wall that is least visible to the most public. Then there's obviously winter scenes, there's all kinds of, all 4 seasons, so. I would say that it's interesting because it's activities, it's things that, all smokers enjoy doing, kayaking, hiking, mountain biking, sledding, driving, all those kind of things. So we do all year long. So that's kind of my concept for that building. It's very visible from pretty much all 4 sides. 3 sides for sure. The 4 sides is the Chicken flag actually comes in there. That's a big piece of artwork right in the middle of 3rd Street and Boulevard. So it's kind of my concept is that it's a wow factor to look that by. It's beautiful, but I can stop it and make photographs with it. Teenagers go to Chick-fil-A, go to Ski Company, we want to stop, get photographs of it. So kind of like concept for that.
Seem to have a strong emphasis towards winter, ski company.
That's something we can change as well, so, I was trying not to do that, so I was working out today, so. We could obviously modify that, we could have less winter on there, and, we could have, it's all, they're all interchangeable. Colors are too vibrant, again, we can go down to be less saturated, it's not so bright.
So we actually generated different designs for several different buildings. However, which I sent out to everybody, but I previewed that with stuff that's going on in Europe, which is far surpassing anything that's happening here in the United States. Stuff that I would like to see here, stuff that would make us, that it's real art, okay? So, but I'm aware of the political problems in that commercial. So, this second one is this. This takes care of the political correctness that is usually required. This would be going in right where the Erie Canal went. The Erie Canal Trail, the bike trail, I believe that somehow is supposed to represent where the Erie Canal went.
Yeah.
And we now have 2 buildings there. This building and the building up the street, GNC Fitness Building, which is perfectly, we got okay on that, right? Which is perfectly viewable from Erie Boulevard. It's not square, it's got a roof shape to it. But this kind of, I'm just gonna, I don't know, we only have one of these, so I gotta pass it down. But so anyway, I don't know if the money's gonna be there in the future. But, and I understand the difficulties, but if I can get the grant put together, which only requires, by the way, at this point, the design or some idea of the design, does not have to be the final design, such as this one of Erie Canal. And if I can get some public support for it, which I don't think would be hard, then we could put something on one of the buildings here. So, what I want to ask the board is if I can, the proposal's really short. I can complete the proposal and get it to all of you, and then all we need to do before the turn of the month is submit it. That does not mean we're going to get it, because it's going to have to go from there to a team of artists, community people, architects, and others that are going to make recommendations as to which ones they think should be funded. So I'm pretty confident that they would pass something to do with the Erie Canal, especially since it goes right by the bike path that the governor put in to make the trail from Buffalo through wherever it's supposed to be. I think it would be historic. I have another idea for the Erie Canal, which is sort of like this. You know how many people died making the Erie Canal? Take a guess.
87,000.
How much?
87,000.
1,000. 1,000 people died. So Mark is much more artistic than I am. My original vision was, and I researched this, is I found pictures of actual people that worked on the Erie Canal. Well, my alternative to Mark's design, which doesn't have to be finalized, is 5 black and white, sort of look like photographs. And then in the background, 1,000 stars for each one of the people that died. Now, you may say, I don't know what you feel about that. But as people are going by, that would actually become almost a monument to the people that worked on the canal. So what I'd like to do is at least try to submit something, and that's what I came here to talk to.
Okay, I guess
Where are the commercial problems?
I'm more concerned about the zoning implications, Matt, from a sign perspective. You know, you're putting these murals on private property. What does the owner commit to if you, again, let's just use the Erie Canal scenario that is beautiful and it's a perfect spot for it. I mean, is there a contract you sign with the private owner that says you agree not to paint or disrupt our mural?
Whatever we need. I mean, that,
You guys could go do this. Could you 6 months later get a new tenant that says, I don't like this?
it really depends on the owner of the building. Your concern is good. We talked to Grazi Cesara, because there were several of his buildings that we considered. It was easy. All I can say is, I talked to the grant people, and we can be developing the zoning code, which it's all up to you to say yes or no to. We don't have to have that in place now. But we've never had $500,000. I've worked with the arts here, and I can tell you 20 years ago, it was $2,000. So I would just like to see if we can do something here, start to get some art into it. And, you know.
What's the feeling of the board? Comments? What do you?
I would love to do something. I do have similar concerns on the private property versus a public installation. But I'm while you've been presenting, I've been racking my brain for appropriate public spaces and nothing's jumping out at me. But
We spent about like a week or so driving all around, photographing every building, and I mean, just anything that has a decent size to it. And you know, these are kind of the ski company was probably the most visible. You know, it's freshly painted. You know, they built it. The one on Silly Drive there. You know, Grazi owns both of those. That one needs a lot of I guess repair preparation and stuff. Which he said that, you know, he's like, you know what, I want artwork on the walls, so whatever it takes, you gotta tear down, you know, take down some landscaping a little bit and, you know, prep the walls, and we'll take care of all that, you know, it'll cost, you know, to you guys at all for preparing the walls and stuff. But we went, you know, there was not, like, we found some decent sized buildings, but they were like owned by tops, you know, which is sometimes difficult to, you know, or like Goodyear, or some were, you know, sort of decent sized buildings or walls, but they were not like well visible to the public. So it's just like they went out in the middle of nowhere. It's nice, but like no one sees it. So
Just so you know also that if the grant money was given to us, but it didn't get through, but we couldn't get you through zoning, we couldn't make that happen, then we just don't get the money. That's it. By the way, the money does not have to be used all this year. It can be used this year to the completion of 2025. So, hey, big pot of money, possibility to do something good. I just want to see what we can get done. And by the way, it seems to me that you always have the possibility to nix the deal. You can always nix the deal. You can nix the deal, and I won't have a problem. But this is, I've never seen anything, this came out of COVID, I'm pretty sure. This is part of what happened in response to COVID, so.
I mean, downtown, they did the basketball mural, and that's,
Pardon?
downtown, they did the basketball mural,
Right.
and that's very nice.
So the other thing too is if you look at, and I can't tell you about all the ones downtown, but if you look at the one, close to the Gear Factory, that's a Hispanic mural on a Hispanic restaurant. Okay, and if you look at, I'm trying to remember, there's another one where on a private, not a public space, there is artwork that relates to the business, okay? So, we're not even, we're presenting the two best things that we can think of.
There's a new one coming in downtown too, it's a band, I think his wife is involved with it as well, so it's on the Bank of America. Downtown, it's a pretty big wall, so, but I'm not sure where the artist is from, but they're doing big features for band.
What would be required of the town for you to initiate this project? The grant application?
Sorry, Gary.
What would be required of the town for you to initiate the grant project?
You just have to allow us to submit a grant also. In which case, I think I would submit at least the one with.
We would submit the grant
The town would submit the grant.
on your behalf, the town would submit the grant on your
No,
behalf.
On the town.
you have to submit the locality, the government, DeWitt or Fayetteville, they have to submit the grant.
There we go. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I hear it. So, yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, so the money wouldn't come to us, it would come to you. And you would have to administer it. You would have to do the payouts.
And I wouldn't have a problem with. Approving a grant proposal.
Here's relatively low risk.
of something.
Absolutely, because you can always fix the box, you can always fix it. And by the way, if you can't come to I think we have time till the end of summer to get something done.
What is the deadline? You know,
The
what
deadline for
is?
me to get the grant in is the 31st of this month.
So
So
then
that's like Sunday, I think.
So we would need to approve something tonight to.
If you approve that we can submit,
We can decide on the actual building and the design of the artwork later on. We just
right,
have-
you can submit, right, the final artwork. You can approve later on, and you can have input to it too.
Yeah, these designs here, I spent the day doing these designs for the two buildings there. But I'm not married to the artwork, something I wanted to present to you guys, so you can kind of see what's possible. If you're like, we hate these, we want something, we want to go forward with this, we don't want them on these, we want something else, that's fine too.
Yep.
I'm not married to my work, so I'm open to ideas that I think ultimately the owner of the building has to say, yes, it's something I want to have on my walls, it's something you guys need to be happy with portraying to the community as well.
So there were two buildings, I just want to reiterate this, there were two buildings that are easily seeable from the road. That would be very pertinent to have the Erie Canal design them.
Definitely. I mean, Peter, we gotta move on here because we got a meeting to run, but I think in general, I think the board is in favor of.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was filling out the application.
Yes.
you're-
Yeah, filling out the application, we'll figure out the details
Okay.
later.
Who do I get it to by Thursday? Or Friday?
Send it to me.
Yeah, man.
Okay, do you have a card?
The days of cards are over. I do not.
Say, okay, you're right. However,
So
okay.
put in Manzatoli, town of DeWitt, in Google and you'll find every number
Yes.
known to
Okay,
Instead of that, I'll just leave my email.
all right.
An email.
So, am I understanding that I can go ahead and fill out the application?
Yes.
them.
Yes, please
Okay.
do.
But any submission, it's all gotta come from this board. Any submission or anything.
Yeah, the sooner you get the,
To actually submit a document, that's gotta come from.
That's gotta come from the town.
yeah, the sooner you can get it to Matt so he can review it legally.
Okay.
And then have somebody sign it so it can be submitted.
Perfect, thank you, folks, I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
Now
you
let's
very
talk
much.
about that sculpture.
Thank you,
I
Peter.
know a sculptor job, he does sculptures, they're
Yeah,
gigantic, they're all these
these
girls.
Did you want, any,
Excellent
do we want
job
to
on
keep
the
these for now,
road.
or?
I don't know.
Thank you.
Huh?
I got a pretty good idea. I think Peter emailed a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He did email us.
You want to email me these, I'll forward, yeah, I'll forward them all to Peter, and he can, yes.
I have to say, I like the seasons one better than the space one. But the space one was good too. There was a space one that came around.
Oh, I should also mention we're a 501c3. I should mention we're a 501c3.
Yes.
And I have a gallery down here at the old train station.
Yep.
And we're doing this great big thing. Which we got money for the second year in a row on the first Sunday in April. And I would like if somebody here and one of their children would attend and build a fairy dwelling. And I was thinking that since Sarah is probably the only one that has a child between the ages of 8 and 12, that if you want to come,
Yeah, me
let
too.
me know.
All right.
All right, guys,
Okay.
thanks. Thank you. We have all the pictures?
Yep, we're good.
All right,
Thanks, folks.
now we have to stand.
Thanks,
Pledge
thanks, guys.
Dan,
Yeah.
first the flag, okay, it's over there. Ready? Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now the meeting officially starts. We have a. Want to take attendance first, Dan, or do the public hearing? Let's take attendance.
Supervisor Michael Anko is absent, Deputy Supervisor Mannion,
Present.
Counselors Alex,
Here.
Dueling,
Here.
Clevehood,
Yeah.
Ruckdeschel,
Here,
and Tia Renza is also, Counselor Tia Renza is also absent.
Okay, we have a public hearing scheduled for 6:05. Angela, do you want to read the notice?
Please take notice that pursuant to the provisions of section 25 of the New York State Municipal Home Rule Law and section 264 of the New York State Town Law, a public hearing will be held by the Town Board of the Town of DeWitt and the County of Onondaga and State of New York on Monday, the 25th of March, 2024 at 6:05 PM prevailing time in the town offices to consider a local law establishing a new article at 23. Thank you. Chapter 192 of DeWitt Town Code imposing a 6-month moratorium on the establishment, creation, maintenance, advertisement, and or operation of new smoke shop uses within the town of DeWitt, entitled Moratorium on New Smoke Shop Uses. Copy of said proposed local law is on file in the office of the town clerk, 5400 Butternut Drive, may be examined by any interested person during regular business hours. This was published in the Post Standard on March 14th, 2024.
Thanks, Angela. I mean, I'll start the conversation off, because I'm the one who initiated this, but there seems to be a plethora of smoke shops that are coming into the town of DeWitt. And I think we need to regulate a little bit further on how we allow smoke shops and, do we implement a special use permit? So we have an idea of where they are and who's running these smoke shops. There are, some say that many of the smoke shops are illegally selling marijuana. There are many that are located in business transitional zoning areas, which was specifically not an area that you can sell marijuana. So, I think it's time that the town, several other towns have done this as well, but I think it's time for the town to take a step back, really take a look at smoke shops, what's being sold, what's being offered to the public. And update our law, our zoning law and our allowance of these, similar to like what we did for marijuana stores. I'll let Matt kind of chime in a little bit because he's the legal.
Yes, so this is also known as stopgap zoning, which has been deemed appropriate by courts of New York State. Essentially, it's when a new phenomena, new meaning, I don't know when the first one popped up, but within the last few years, I think we started seeing the smoke shops pop up on East Tennessee Street. You have a new phenomenon that it takes a while, or it never happened, where a town catches up to that. My understanding is that these smoke shops came in as retail, so just like a shoe store or like the Verizon store, it was just categorized the same. And when you have an issue like this that I think explicitly affects the health and safety of our residents, particularly young residents. The law does allow for municipalities to put a stop on it, maintain the status quo, so this does not affect current smoke shops, they can operate the same today or tomorrow as they did today. But it would prevent the issuance of permits for new smoke shops until the town has been able to research and determine what they're going to do as far as regulating them. It will not affect our legal marijuana dispensaries, which are beginning to come into the town of DeWitt. And the purpose is so that if people are aware that the town is looking at changing our smoke shop regulations, there will be a rush by property owners to put them in, so they're not affected by the town's new regulations. So it is necessary to stop this for 6 months or 180 days specifically in our law. And the town does have the power to do it and bring up first. That's fine.
All right, any comments from the board?
I think this is a good idea. Necessary stuff.
Matt, when you say that other municipalities have been doing it, have other municipalities within the county already administered this, or is that kind of from a statewide look?
I modeled mine somewhat after the town of Van Buren.
Okay.
So that's something to go. And then the city has done, they may have gone a step further than us already. They actually have the ordinances that they passed for smoke shops. But at one time they did do a moratorium.
I'm pretty sure Salina did it, and then Cicero might have.
There's a list of them. I just don't have it in front of me. There are others besides Van Buren.
I just wanted to know the locality of the municipalities.
Yes, so we are, which is great.
Mary Ellen, any comment? No.
This.
That's okay. Any other board comments?
I think, excuse me, I too support it. I've seen that smoke shop pop up subversively to smoke shop, but they marijuana because there are twists, due diligence that is necessary to go through the cannabis management. So it just.
I'd rather take our time to ensure that we get it right and try to rush through something.
Yeah, that's like, yes, we got 180 days. I think we can grab some of the other laws that other towns have put in place, and I think we can come up with a better law. Yeah. Well, you do close the public hearing at this point. Take a vote, Ange.
Yeah, I would make sure, well, I guess you have asked, but you might want to ask anybody on Zoom if they want to.
For anyone on Zoom who would like to make a comment, how many people we
Two.
have?
You got two.
Is raising their hands?
Joe,
It's Old Faithful.
Yeah, so then you can close the public hearing and take a vote if you so choose.
Okay. Close the public hearing, and I will make a motion to put in place a 6-month moratorium on smoke shops.
Second.
Second from Bernard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, great. More work for Matt.
Looking forward to it.
All right, we've got our assessor Al Kerr here. Let's get Al up there quick so he can get home. You do appoint a board of assessment review member?
Yes, I have Lynn Carol Burns is ended her resignation this year to me. So she was my high-end residential realtor that really went through all this stuff. She gave me a few names. I called a couple and talked to a couple, and Kathleen Cole is the one that I would like to try and appoint to that position. I'm not sure if maybe you know her. She works through Howard Hanna.
I think I know her, but.
She's in the same office that Lynn is.
Oh, okay, great.
Most of the people that she gave me were from her office, so she knows her. She was able to explain to her what the board does and all that stuff, so.
To do it resident?
Yes, she was on the Lakers.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Who is it?
Kathy Cole,
Oh, I know Kathy. Okay. Is she out of the Howard Hanna that's on Erie Boulevard?
regards to Genesee Street.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Genesee Street, catty corner to White Plains.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Do we need to have a board vote on this?
Yes.
Yeah, appointment, yes.
Okay, does anybody want to make a motion for, to appointing, Jack Dooling and second by Sarah, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Good job, Al.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Al.
She has to come in to sign something. That immediately or does that?
No, he is, up to 20 days.
Okay.
I'll send you the. Okay,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Does anyone know about Director Sawmiller?
She said that, this was just an update, so she just wanted to update the board on those topics that were in your packet. You want me to read them?
Sure, I didn't even see him.
The solar eclipse event is on April 8th from 2:30 to 4 at Ryder Park. April break camp, registration is full. Summer programming updates, new this year, learn to fly and coding camps. There's gonna be a farmer's market Wednesday, 12 to 6 at Ryder Park.
What day?
The farmer's market, May 29th to October 15th, every Wednesday.
We're doing it at Ryder Park now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, I think it's because the anticipated construction.
it could be.
Okay, that would make sense.
They're gonna be doing the summer concert series at Ryder Park on Wednesday, 6 to 8, July 10th, to August 21st. And then the Canal Day will have historical tours or a canal boat float and an inflatable games. DeWitt Stars Community Talent Show, a magic or other kid-friendly performance, band performances, and then fireworks at dusk.
What's the Canal Days date this year?
I believe that's the July 13th.
13th, because the village restarted,
Yeah.
July 6th, we had some discussion about that, I called Tom Richardson. Recreation Director in the village, and he confirmed that it was, July 6th in the village.
Excellent, July 13th.
Yeah, and then I talked to Patty briefly, cause, previously, we've talked about, when they submit updates with dates in them. I prefer to put them on the actual agenda, because that's when the public's going to see them, rather than put them in the minutes that might not get published until after. So I told her I was gonna play around with having like upcoming events, or maybe like upcoming important events, and just have people be able to list those on the agenda.
Excellent.
Yeah, that'd be great, and if we could somehow feature it on the webpage,
Yes,
just so people know about these, and the more we talk about them,
absolutely.
the more,
The more people,
the more people that might go, so. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Thank you, Patty, for the update. Town board minutes, did everybody have a chance to read the minutes from 2 weeks ago? Make a motion from Max, second from Sarah, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Okay, minutes done. Authorize town clerk to attend the NYSTCA annual conference. Angela sent out, the notes on that, if you wanna talk about it for 30 seconds, Ann?
I have this is the annual Mystica Conference. Included in there is the schedule of events. I attend every year. This will be my first time as district director. So I am hoping that you guys will authorize me also to go up on Saturday, which would be an additional $139. Which is included in that total, and actually that is a little over because one of the prices came down, so. Yeah, it'll be at the Desmond in Albany.
Congratulations on becoming a district director, that's great.
Yeah, volunteer position.
But still, it's a good pat on the back.
Those.
So just looking for authorization to attend.
All right, so we got a motion from Jack, second from Max, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All good. Thanks, Ange. Great job.
Thank you.
Go over to our highway superintendent Conti, authorized to hire highway MEO or labor. What are we
We're
doing?
gonna do the labor, the MEO, not heard from them. I've tried to get a hold of them for 4 days. I'm assuming he got a better offer and doesn't want to tell us, so. I'm gonna stick with the labor for tonight and not no MEO. Little disappointed on that one, to be honest with you. So I have a great candidate for the parks laborer though, Gary Leach. A lot of years of experience and knowledge he would bring on board. Would like to start him out at step 13 at 24.08 an hour. He has construction, front end loader, excavator, backhoe. He'd be a really good asset in the parks department. So passed a background check. We'd like to bring him on with a start date of April 22nd. So he can give a notice to his current employer and he'd be close to May for startup with healthcare for himself and his family. So any questions on Gary?
Where's he work now?
He works for Heidelberg, which got bought out Hanson, the quarry up there.
That looks like a valuable pickup to the department, right? Have signed and
So is he gonna be working at Carrier Park with
All over, mowing, whatever, yeah. Maintenance needs to be done.
there we got a motion from Bernard.
Yep.
Second from Sarah. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Great, thanks, Rocco.
Thank you.
You know, maybe in 2 weeks we'll hear back on
Yeah, we'll see.
the other one, hopefully. Let's see, schedule special board meeting for April 29th. I don't know if we have to do this day, if there's another day that you guys prefer. What day is that, a Friday?
That's a Monday, last Monday of the month. That's just going off because the previous Monday, April's a mess, I think, right? So we have special meeting on the Monday the 15th.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the issue here was from Carrie Fusco that there's a audit deadline for submitting forms to New York State.
Which
That's
is
what we got.
her deadline doesn't have to be.
It
like
needs to be that week. I
And
think
I think it's also that's the date of the meeting. So I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think. So I think they're okay to be there that day.
Okay,
what you didn't pick at that?
Yeah, that was the issue. April 29th doesn't work for me first thing in the morning. I'm not available. But as I said, it's something that every works over.
Tentatively, I'll be in.
before work.
I'm
I just think Carrie needs to have something done by like May.
We could do it the week before, but I'm gone at Stable.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, I won't have, it'll have to be after Thursday because. I won't have anyone, I'll be at the conference and Kate will be.
Oh, that's week your conference the week before? Okay, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, 15th too early.
I think 15th is too early.
She
Yeah,
had,
she didn't think it'd be ready by then.
yeah,
Can we get a critical mass for the 29th?
I
Depending on
I
the
think I'm
time.
around,
Yeah,
Yes, I can,
You what?
I could make it.
You can make it, Bernard's out of town,
so we would need either Joey or Ed.
that's,
Depending on the time, yeah.
Actually, I could make it after 10 or something.
I can make it at 10 or later.
10 or later, okay.
maybe do a new meeting then?
Yeah, I can do it.
Want to do a new meeting on, or
Sure.
11:30, whatever people prefer. What's-
How long do we anticipate it going?
Well, the issue is gonna be, this will be quick. However, Since we're only having one meeting in April, I imagine that there might be a couple other issues that come
Okay.
up. But I mean, I.
I think it's just, if they have the auditors there to
We'll
present.
be in that here in 15 minutes.
Alright,
So what time did we decide?
new, yes,
That's fine, if that's what everybody,
Nice.
that works, then let's just set it for noon.
Huh?
I knew.
I knew it was good.
My calendar. I think all we're gonna need is 4 of us anyway, so hopefully 4 of the 7 of us can make that date. So. Let's set the meeting for April 29th at noon. I'll make the motion, second. Jack Dueling, all in favor?
All right,
Aye, opposed? Great, so April 29th at noon. You're gonna be here, Matt?
Yes.
Okay, number 9, execute the Emerald Ash Borer contract with Onondaga County. I think we need to approve that, right?
I'll make a motion for that. then.
Good luck, and it's not nothing different from
from the
previous years.
Previously, yes, it's just this, it's not a 3-year cycle, I think, right? So it's just this year's round of truth.
Protecting trees.
It's a good thing. You can save a few trees. A motion from Max, second from Sarah, all in favor? Aye, opposed? It's good. Let's see, we need to authorize at least a bid for the Kinney Road sidewalk project in East Syracuse. Again, this does not commit us to anything, it's just a authorizing Doug to release the project for people to bid on.
Yeah, I'd like to motion that one. It should be very similar to the project we've got on Warren Road.
Right. Motion from Sarah,
wait. This Kenny Road sidewalk, that's wrong, it's Kenny
Kenny
Street
Street.
sidewalk.
Yeah, it's gonna be King Street.
Yeah, that would be me.
You live in Syracuse, Ange, come on, come on.
You know, I can't be perfect all the time.
just keep me on your toes, man, because wait. So we got Sarah and Max, right? 1 and 2,
Right.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Great. Number 11, abandonment of easement for Chick-fil-A. I think these are sewer and water easements that were on the property. The building is no longer there. And new water and sewer lines have already been put in, so it's just a
Just termination.
termination, so
The old easements,
of the old easements.
as approved by the planning board, so the planning board went through all this. Determined it was appropriate.
No legal comments?
No, the paperwork looks good, it does concern 3 separate parcels, but. Pretty standard.
Okay.
Let's go. So move it.
Motion by Bernard, second from Jack Dueling. All in favor? Aye, opposed? Easement abandoned.
Not yet, once it's fine.
See, Controller Fusco did attach lots of check register warrants on the. Did everybody get a chance to review them? He did also send out, trying to put together a list of vendors who are most usually on there, and she's working on that, she'll continue to do that, and I know that within the next month or two, she may attend one of our meetings to discuss any questions that some of the board members may have on bills that are being paid. But one of the, actually, she did ask me today to bring this up, has to do with the town migrating to Microsoft version 10. I don't know if any of you are aware of this. But, you know, the whole town is in the process of moving to Microsoft 10. We're on 9 right now. She would like to get her office going sooner than later, so she can get in the queue, because it's, I think a 6 to 8 month delay until you actually authorize the move. It's with Tyler,
Technologies.
yeah. You know much about this, Ange? Just mentioned to me today, but she wants to get in line. $39,480, and then,
I think that what the issue is that in order to go to the new platform for Tyler Technology for planning board and for the new water and the recreation,
right,
it needs the Windows 10 in
yeah,
order to do that.
right,
And there's already been a lot of delays pushing that back, and I think she's just trying to get it done immediately, because it takes so much time once you get in the queue to start going, then it's still, you're out far away.
right, and we're gonna need to do this for cash collection.
Yeah, cause I can't do their cash collections until they're on info. I'm doing water right now, but I can't do recreation or planning and zoning until they get into this. And I think it's 6 to 8 months once we start, so,
The training's in April, for planning and zoning.
yeah, and I think the schedule's finally been put in place for that.
This is independent from the check register, just a request from
Yes.
Terry Fusco for us to,
Yeah, we
Group
talked
this.
about this,
Yep.
what, a month ago or 6 weeks ago, I can't remember, a couple meetings ago. It is budgeted and it's not cheap, again, it's 39,480 for the one portion and then. But we have to do it.
Yep.
And then 23 for another portion, but we need to get the system ordered. So we can get all of our departments on the same software system, which we've been to for many years.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah. We didn't approve check registers, or do you wanna do it, it's two separate actions?
I think we should probably do it, yeah, two separate votes. We need to authorize the contract to be signed for the upgrading to version 10 as part of the migration plan for the town. I'll make the motion. Bernard seconds. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, so that's done, and wants to motion for the checkboard register. Motion from Jack. Second from Bernard, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, I think we're in good shape. Got through the agenda, we do have some executive session items. Any other comments from the board before we close the meeting?
We just have an update, we did a walkthrough with, Rob, Doug, and the contractor for road sidewalks with Max, and, they're looking to break ground on April 7th.
Wonderful.
And it's estimated to be about a 7-week project. We did visuals, they really knew their stuff, and the goal is, should there be any unexpected contingencies or delays, to have it in place by Greenfest.
Wonderful.
So it's really encouraging, they were able to answer everybody's questions to, I think, we drove them off the ground, so it's great.
What about traffic?
What did they?
As far as construction of the sidewalks and what will it impede or flagging, what is it called? Some traffic delays, maybe, but maybe not.
No, it's a great project, Sarah. Good job. Sorting it through and getting it done. No, it's a significant project. It really is.
We're gonna notice the residents to speak to, if they got any questions, they can call us, and then we'll have a number, we'll contact directly the contractor, start, so they should. We can help.
Yeah.
It'd be easier for them to just.
a really good point that Rock brought up, while we were doing this. This is all part of the town's, right of way. So technically, we aren't going and disrupting any private property. So if anybody asks you about it, we are within our right as a town entity, to put the sidewalks in.
And the way that the contractors have designed it out, there's really only two places that it affects any kind of landscaping. Because part of the concerns with the community, here in meetings were, would it affect anybody's landscaping in their front yard? And the only real one is, there's one house that has landscaping that's only a couple feet off the roadway.
Split rail fence, we have to move that.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's not gonna affect anybody's landscape.
Yeah, I think those folks actually came
They
to
came,
the board meeting.
and yep, and the community meeting, they were okay with it at the end.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the town, puts it back to nice shape, which I know they will, so it's great. No, it's good. It'll be- Make Green Fest a little bit more fun this year.
Yeah.
A little bit easier to get, we'll see.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
paper.
It'll be a nice, added touch, so I'm glad it's getting done. Any other updates? Okay, then, make a motion to go into executive session. From Jack, second from Sarah, all in favor? Aye. Mary, thank you for coming.
Oh, it's thrilling. So, when I have other meetings, I'll be coming on regularly.
Okay.
Rock, will you be available?
Sure.
Get off this.